Bestia y Bestia 666, the son of Bestia. That's one of the original bad boys in AAA right there. Success. Damian had success in WCW in Japan. If that ring announcer would shut the hell up so I can tell you what he's trying to say. He's just talking bullshit now, so don't pay attention to that jabroni. What he's trying to say is, a year ago, there's no way you can cut that goose mic off. Pain in the balls. Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is there was a big inter-family beef, and the son and the father had a falling out, shoot style in real life. But they're being forced to come together today to defend Lucha Libre from Tijuana.
Bestia 666.
Para presentar una estrella de Tijuana, solo otra estrella de Tijuana. Y con nosotros, el joven, lo que cada mujer quisiera tener en su casa. Con ustedes, la Bestia 666. Y el pollo matón.
Es que dice que no, que una estrella de Tijuana presenta su estrella de Tijuana, ¿no?
Oh, here we go. Classic Lucha Libre. Give a wrestler a mic. We will be sitting here for 435 years.
Sus rivales en turno, señoras y señores. A uno de ellos lo recordarán en el torneo de 4 caminos, decíamos, los cadetes del espacio. Y justamente uno de ellos formó parte de esa facción. Bienvenidos a la Expo Lucha en Las Vegas, Nevada, a Solar y Solar Junior.
What he was trying to say was, what he did say was Solar in this late 70s, early 80s in Japan, Mexico, United States was one of the original high flyers, the first one who introduced that style to everybody in the world. So Solar has a major history. Now, the son of Solar, of course, is trying everything he can to continue his father's legacy. It's got to be intense to see your son about to get into combat, and you're in the ring and you want to defend him because he's your little boy and he's going to fight somebody else's son. So what does that do? The dads get even hotter. This could be something pretty intense, I think we're about to see, my friend.
Oh, absolutely. When you've got family and family, when you see somebody that you've grown up with, that you've raised, that in such peril, in such trouble, in such pain, and you know the likes of Damian Bestia love to inflict pain.
Yes, I do.
Solar has about a 4-decade career in his own right. Memorable, lengthy rivalry with Negro Navarro, who we just saw. And certainly those two were... Those two were...
I'm going to really put that ring announcer dude in his place when he comes back through the curtain. I have to talk to him. So if you see me disappear for a second, it's because I'm telling him, you're not the star of the show, kid. Shut the fuck up.
I think we'll all understand.
Yeah.
But 4 stars in the ring right now. You talked about the Damian Bestia history. Are we going to be on the same page here with Damian Bestia, fighting for their family, fighting for their turf, fighting for their city? Do you expect to see synergy between both of these father and son teams?
I think it's a territorial thing, right? Mm-hmm. Mexico City versus Tijuana in wrestling. In Mexico, that's a big thing. Mexico's very territorial, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to yell at this dude right now.
Okay, go for it. Bell sounds are underway. Damian 666 immediately hiding behind his son. Damian, a 33-year pro, trained in part by Rey Mysterio Sr., first championship won in 1991, held over 20 championships, spanning the U.S., Mexico, Japan. Of course, Damian, a big part of FMW back in the day at Sushi Onita's company in Japan. But right now, Bestia is going to start things out. 8-year pro. Seen him succeed in the Crash, seen him succeed in Revolution Pro, still building his legacy, still building his identity, is Bestia, but well on his way.
I felt so good right now to tell that guy to shut the fuck up, dude.
That was so cathartic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's my favorite moment of the weekend.
And you talked earlier about the Torito on the handshake. We're seeing similar here from Solar Jr.
Yeah, that's a big deal, right? Of course, Mexican bullfighting, and it makes the heel look stupid. And, of course, he's going to do it one more time, and I guarantee you this time Bestia is going to hit him with a punch.
Well, go to the well once too often. We'll see if he pays for it. Damian takes umbrage with it. We're on the same page.
Yep. I love my son.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but that's a great way. That's one of the ways, a classic part of Lucha Libre, to get the people involved. They would do that high spot, where somebody goes for the hand, they pass them by like a bull. And usually what they would end up doing at the end of that, just like they do with the bulls, they would take the two little knives and stick them in the guy's upper shoulder blades, and that would start the match off into a brawl.
Solar Jr., a 10-year pro, started in 2008, was not gifted the name of Solar Jr. until 2009. Anything you can touch on as far as the Lucha Libre tradition of kind of earning your family name?
It's so strange. You would think that it would be automatic. Like, that's my son, and I want him to have my name. The son doesn't do it because he doesn't want his father to look bad. So what he does, he goes out and earns his chops under another name, a hood, so that once he's ready, he gets baptized in under the correct name. It's a cool little tradition.
Solar Jr. started as Balaam, a jaguar figure from pre-Columbian mythology. Also has a degree in clinical psychology, from what I understand. So, very smart young man. We'll see if that plays into his ring style.
Who does?
Solar Jr.
Well, it's not that much of a smart young man if he's following into the wrestling world. We should focus on that. You know what I'm saying? This is a tough racket, brother.
That is true. Something about family pride, though. Certainly wants to make his dad happy.
You know what I mean? But when other kids were outside playing, he was in the dressing room with all of us. So this is in his blood, man. He ain't going nowhere. This is where he belongs.
And Solar Jr. and Bestia, similar experience levels here. This is going to be an evenly matched affair as we move on, I think.
When you say that, the thing is, a lot of people don't understand. They just didn't train to be pro wrestlers. Imagine, these guys, their fathers were superstars. Right. Their dads used to bring them to the dressing rooms. I remember both of them when they were in diapers.
Certainly a confrontation they've worked their whole lives to achieve. And with their respective dads watching on. Again, we talked about making your trainer proud in the prior matchup, but when it comes to making your father proud, it just becomes that much more of a personal issue that you want to attain.
And I wonder what's going through the dads' heads right now. The two of them on the ring apron watching their kids go at it. I wonder where their mindset is at right now. Are they paying attention to the match, or are they focused on watching their kids and they're going like, wow, that's my son? I wonder what's going through their brains right now.
Probably a little bit of both, to be honest. And what Damian right now, I think he wants to get involved in the fight. And he wants the son. He wants Solar Jr.
Damian is a master at doing head games and playing with your brain. You know what I mean? He does. That's what he does.
And another athlete that's been everywhere and done everything.
Believe it or not, in Japan, before he was Damian 666, he was Ultraman and, ready?
Yes.
Super Panda.
Really?
I swear to God.
Deep panda-related tradition.
Hence the black and white face paint.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I think if I'm correct, Damian first really helped gain his edge and his killer instinct in Japan when he was teaming with the likes of Sabu and the original Sheik.
Can you imagine his initiation into Japanese wrestling was in FMW with the Great Onita?
Yeah.
All those crazies and his exploding matches and barbed wire and blood. And of course, he transcended into one of the greatest hardcore wrestlers of all time, and I'm talking about Bestia Says.
Well, Solar wants a piece of Damian at this point. Damian springs in. He got it.
Almost had a heart attack at tore off an ear and twisted his knee, but he did it.
Even got a round of applause from Solar. Solar, 4 decades in the game. A man who rose from poverty and really found his identity when he found Lucha Libre, which he described as, quote, love at first sight.
No doubt about it, and it's like that for all of us. Peter Pan, I'm telling you, would never want to grow up.
And Solar is a man who's been in the ring with everybody from the great El Santo to the man you referenced earlier, the great Luthez.
No doubt about it. He also did shoot fighting in Japan, MMA style.
Yeah?
How about that?
He's done a little bit of everything again, been everywhere. Scissors takedown on Damian.
But Damian's no dummy. He's been in that. He didn't let go, and he's still got the knee bar.
How would you rate? We talked again about the mat style of Negro Navarro and Skyday, and certainly Solar as well. How would you rate how Damian and Solar will compare to one another on the mat?
I just think that what we're getting is an encyclopedia version of technical wrestling from the 80s, from the 70s. These are things, this is one of the beauties of Damian. He came in this generation as a new guy, and then he went on to become who he was with my generation. So Damian has the ability to understand this language and hang with these guys, but Solar is leagues ahead of most people, so it's going to be interesting.
And Damian wants neither Solar at this point in time. Any insight as to the argument we're listening in on?
Damian was like, I don't want to get back in the ring with you. I've already kicked your ass once. Isn't that enough? So Solar said, look, you know what, as you can imagine, he said.
Yeah. Nice takedown by Damian. Solar, one of the most famous masks in Lucha Libre. Something else we could talk about, interesting fact I uncovered. Solar owns a retail store in Mexico City dedicated entirely to Solar and his merchandise. Talk about that bit of a cultural trait that really in the States doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if the Los Angeles Raiders, for example, or the Las Vegas Knights, or I don't know, any sports team you can think of, you go to their town, and there's usually a store in any mini mall that sells just their merchandise. He took his name and made it a brand, and it's not your normal wrestling store where you can go in and get all kind of masks and stuff like that. It's only him. And it's, believe it or not, he does autograph signings there. He brings in stars. The place is packed. There's a lineup almost every day to get in there. And people just hang out there because they love pro wrestling, and there's always older stars coming by. And if you're a fan, you just bring your merch by and people will sign it for you.
It's so cool.
It is.
Solar Jr. tagged in now. If any of you fans get your hands on a PBS documentary called Tales of Masked Men, Solar and Solar Jr. were two of the luchadors showcased on that particular documentary. And it looks like Bestia will be back in the ring in a moment. Maybe not.
They were making fun of him because everybody else is doing these spectacular old school entrances, and he said, hey man, this is all you're going to get from me. He hopped over the rope.
Ouch. Bestia coming with a very defiant attitude, but Solar meets him shot for shot.
Well, what can I tell you? This is a house show, high spot. This is something you really want to do on TV at today's level of competition with the excitement that's going on. Maybe it might be a little boring to the viewer at home, but hey, this is the way Lucha Libre was. This is the base, this is the roots, this is the history, so enjoy it for what it is.
This is a gut check. It's a feeling out process. Two athletes going to see who's going to make the other one back down. And nobody's budging yet.
He's saying, brother, you better hit me harder than that, kid.
Solar Jr. step ahead, got the takedown of his own.
Nice.
Outsmarted Bestia, then used Bestia's leverage against him, his momentum against him.
Pretty fast for a big dude.
Reversal. Bestia turned around again. Solar Jr. Very nicely done. Gets the springboard, arm drag, takedown. Bestia on the floor. Solar Jr. roll through, but Bestia was long gone. Yeah, to your point, Solar Jr., one of the bigger luchadors we've seen here, but very, very graceful on his feet.
No doubt.
And Solar with that spectacular intro, but unfortunately right into Damian.
I wonder how old Solar is.
I'm not sure if that's public record.
I don't think there were public records.
Damian sends in Solar. Clothesline connects. Nobody there. Would you consider Solar in one of those Maestro de Maestro categories?
No doubt about it. Of course, dude. Of course.
Cover. 2 count only.
Is this, how cool is it if you're watching this right now with your kid and you were a kid in Mexico City or here in the United States getting this stuff on cable, whatever it was, and explaining to your children what these people meant to you and to the culture in Mexico City back in the day. This is awesome.
Well, Damian sidestepped the dive. He's halfway to the locker room at this point. Wants nothing to do with this. And Solar is, as Damian in a compromising position. Look how Bestia from behind.
Smart. It is what it is. It had to happen.
Yeah, Solar got baited in that time. Solar Jr. tried to bail out his dad, but was a little bit late in the process. And now Damian and Bestia in maybe a little more comfort zone for them. Look at this. Trying to use a portrait that I think one of these fans had bought from a vendor booth as a weapon.
Yeah, they were like, I'm down with you being a heel, but I paid $50 for that, so don't touch it.
Exactly. Damian, I believe, attempted to chop block the back of the knee. Just get somebody's backpack. Hopefully nothing valuable in there.
Yeah, don't worry about the wine glasses I bought.
Look out, clothesline by Damian. And this thing has broken down. He's going for the mask.
Yeah, you know what? What we're seeing right now is a very classic Lucha Libre match.
Yeah.
And that was something the heels would do to get the place popping, and you can see it still works.
Ultimate sign of disrespect, right? This is taking the very identity, the very aura, the image, everything that Solar's built for 40 years, trying to just forcibly rip it from him.
Without permission. No sanctioned match. Just
absolutely. Yeah, this is not a mask versus mask versus hair. No stipulations here in this matchup. Damian's going to use an autographed chair as a weapon.
Well, he's just autographing it a different way.
That is true. Get a little bit of an extra imprint on it for you. Solar Jr. taken down.
Well, that fan is like, come on, man. I spent all weekend getting that signed, and you just went and ruined my shit.
Don't smudge the Sharpie marks.
I think it's too a little late for that. That chair is done.
Well, could Solar or Solar Jr. be done? That's the question.
Our cameraman is focused on the action in the ring. Referee paying attention to the advice I gave him how to stay the hell off camera. It's awesome. Ring announcer's not doing anything stupid.
Vampiro, announcer / director / producer, jack of all trades here. Wait a minute, they're going for Solar Jr.'s mask as well.
I would almost think that he should have him on the floor to do that. He'd have a little bit more leverage. It looks like he's not high enough to even pull it off.
That is true. Now, if somebody forcibly rips your mask off, that gives you a sense of shame and embarrassment as an athlete, right?
Yeah, especially if the referee doesn't take it. It's only speculation that you did it. So what that's going to do is the wrestler with the mask is going to be more focused on protecting his identity. Once the heels see that, they will take advantage of the weakness and go for the win.
Damian sent in momentum from his son. Now, son uses Tad as a springboard, connects with the high leg. Solar Jr.
Go for the pin. This is, see, he just went out of the ring.
Do you think that's a pride thing where they want to defeat the more famous Solar?
I just think at this stage in the game, somebody wants to get it over with and go for the win because it's got to be taking its toll, right?
Yeah. Or does Damian still want to toy with the mask of Solar?
You know, everybody is saying these are legends, they're older, they're past their prime, but once the adrenaline kicks in, look at these guys, they're going tooth and nail. They're not quitting. So, yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Well, Solar's still got fight in him for sure. That mask is loose. You got to be watching out for it. Certainly, to your point, it's going to rent some space in the head. And, Damian sent into the chair that he himself brought into the ring.
Well, here we go, fired up. Solar's on fire.
Solar's got the chair. Ouch, right to the small of the back. That's a kidney shot.
Yeah, there's no doubt. What I'm really concerned is how bad are they going to smudge all the autographs? And
again.
Will the fan get that chair back?
All great questions. Solar even scaring the referee out. Even his son's leaving.
Wow, dude. I'd be in the ring right now swinging at Solar.
Solar's losing it.
Let's see what the ref does with the fan's chair.
I think Solar used a bottle as a weapon or something.
Well,
Solar Jr., the chair.
the people are fired up, brother.
They want to see it. Will Bastia get the shot? Bastia out of the way as well, but not out of harm's way.
Eye for an eye.
Yeah, here we go. Like father, like son. Right to the kidneys / glutes. Damian protesting. What does Damian have, a rolled up poster?
He's saying, not my son, hit the ref.
Well, I guess he's had it coming.
Very concerned with the disqualification. If he hits him good and hard, then I'm okay with it. That was snug.
But at this time, it gives Damian and Bestia time to recover.
It does.
And they're throwing it back in.
What should really happen is the referee should disqualify them.
He should.
I mean,
I think Damian wants a shot. Oh!
yeah.
Should have seen that one coming.
That was so fucking awesome.
Right to the skull of Solar Jr., taking advantage of the younger Solar's inexperience.
That was so awesome. I would do it even harder.
Now back to Solar and Damian. Got to be, 75 years or so combined experience between these two? Shoulders down. Wait, Solar Jr. gets involved in the act as well. And a double kick out.
I would say Solar is pushing 70, brother. I'm not kidding you.
Well, both Solars with both 666s and went to collide with a battering ram, but it's Solar and Solar Jr. that collide. Bestia to the floor, swinging on this.
Here we go.
Damian and Solar Jr. center of the ring, shot for shot. Bestia trips up. Solar Jr. saves his dad. The full Nelson.
He's telling him to back up because my dive is going to be so powerful. I'm going to fly, but I'm going to knock him through the wall.
I feel like this may be a mistake. There you go. Solar was waiting in the wings. Bastia sent into the post by Solar Jr. And it's Solar the hip lock. Father and son in firm control.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And the fans are really, really enjoying this match. It's a fun match, and it's just good to see these guys still going.
Solar the spine buster. We're going to see more?
I think somebody needs to give the cue. Solar. It was exciting for the first 45 minutes, but you know what? I believe it's time to take it home, son.
Solar Jr., the cross body. Beautiful grace, traps the legs. And Bastia, check out this submission. Tell me what's happening here.
Pretzel. He has a part-time job in a bakery, and he just comes up with things like this.
Solar cinches one in as well. That'll do it.
Great match. Fun match.
And the legend of Solar continues.
Solar y Solar Jr.
And I'll tell you what, Solar's name is going to be through the Lucha Libre annals of time forever. His reputation is made, but I think we're seeing a star in the making as far as Solar Jr.
He has potential, yeah, but you know what? If he wants to compete with the newer generation, he's going to definitely have to update his style. That late 80s, mid-80s, late 80s style of the wrestling, the going for that. It's great to watch one time, but in today's game, put him in with Daga, put him in with Phoenix, put him in with Pentagon, put him in with anybody like that, he's going to have to turn it up.
And some of the fans, I believe, are throwing in some tips.
That is another sign that only happens in Mexico. If the fans appreciate the effort and the entertainment they got from you, they reward you by giving you money.
Certainly something very, very, very rarely, if ever, seen in the United States, but yeah, this is really the ultimate sign of appreciation and respect from
Yes.
a Lucha Libre fan, is it not?
100%. It's like almost throwing flowers, to the bullfighter. Well, people understand that these guys are warriors and they slugged it out, so they actually give them money.
Well, certainly Solar Jr., and Damian and Bestia, well worth the price of admission and more, according to these fans, and it's hard to argue based on the performance we've seen. The performance of all these legends here this afternoon, really something to behold.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, man. And you know what? God bless him, and the fans love it, and he deserves every bit of applause.
Damian has the microphone, so we'll see what's on his mind. As we have just money strewn all over the ring and around the ring area, this could take a minute to clean up.
Dude. No.
Well, he's looking at the batteries, I guess. He's screwing it back together now. Supposedly it's working, I guess.
Hey, mira, como se podrán dar cuenta, Solar, esta gente premia cuando le gustan las luchas. Y muchas gracias. Pero
When he finishes,
Pero no
don't
todo
let the
es
other guys keep
felicidad.
talking. We're going
Estos
on.
güeyes son unos pinches pobretones de a dólar. No mames. Yo me aviento otra caída si alguien pone uno de a 100, cabrón.
Mira, momento.
No, aquí no hay dinero. Conozco los de Benjamin Franklin. El Benjamin Franklin es el que yo conozco. Mira. Puto, esto es para mí nada más. Gracias.
Yeah. Who's got the music cues?
Vamos a hacer una cosa. Por lo regular,
If you don't cut it,
por lo regular, no permiten que si salimos fuera se hagan una lucha de apuestas. Y si quieres, y porque esta gente se lo merece, y te están poniendo casa, ahorita tú y yo, máscara contra cabellera. ¿Sí o no?
and play the music, Solar's music.
O por lo menos, si tú pierdes, ahorita te la quitas y que te dé la cara a todos ellos. Y si quieres en México, te doy el indulto de que te la pongas. Y si yo pierdo, te doy mi palabra que la bestia se pela. No, bestia, bestia, confía en mí, soy tu padre, no te voy a dejar morir. Vente. Ladies and gentlemen, stop the music!
No, man, don't give him the mic.
Mira, mira, Damián, Damián, para que veas, Damián, para que veas que somos profesionales. Te doy la revancha cuando quieras, donde quieras. Y arriba México,
Well, there you see the cash that's accumulated as far as the appreciation from these fans for Solar Jr. Certainly Damian and Bestia deserve a lot of credit as well. And the first time we've seen that this weekend here at Expo Lucha, if I'm correct, but certainly very deserving duo, victorious foursome as far as the match as a whole. Certainly a highlight, if not the highlight thus far, of the Legends of Lucha Libre. What a trip down memory lane it has been. His father and son pose very proudly after this victory.